Hi there, beautiful people. Good morning from Dhaka, Bangladesh. Today we'll be doing a list very quickly. I am planning not to speak very slow and very long video, otherwise it becomes difficult and challenging for you to watch. But I thought of like today's episode, let's talk about performance, the muscle power of fragrances. I have many fragrances. They have fantastic smell, excellent longevity. Some fragrances have good smell, but the longevity is on average side. And some fragrances do not smell like it will be loved by everybody. It is average, like a kind of like a daring smell, but it has also great longevity. Depends, so different fragrances have different characteristics. But many people ask me, brother, show us some good longevity base fragrances from different kind, sweeter, fresher, and Middle Eastern, that kind of mix, actually, which will push because people want to be noticed. I understand that, and this is exactly what you're going to do. So I mixed it up sort of like some niche, some designer, some different kind of fragrances, some spicy, some amber base, some oud. There's a mix, and also they got aquatics. Okay, so we'll go. I've reviewed every single fragrance. I'll write down the name. Check out my full-on review. Then you'll get to know more about them. First fragrance I'm going to show in random order. These are not in particular order. These fragrance, if you get, and if you don't get performance out of them, something seriously wrong with the weather, or I'm just sorry to say that not many fragrances will work on you because perhaps skin chemistry or temperature, a lot of things can happen. So different people can get different, but on most part I got excellent performance from them. First fragrance is called Soul by Costume National. Okay, this is a very potent fragrance. Okay, if you like amber spices, try it out, and it's niche style fragrance. It lasts easily over 8 to 10 hours. Okay, check out my review, Soul by Costume National. Okay, next fragrance we're gonna show from House of Mancera. This is called Wild Cherry. This basically, I will not call this a dupe of Lost Cherry by Tom Ford, but it has basically the same prototype, and the cherry in here is very huge, like nuclear. Performance on these, any Mancera you buy, 85% of them are beast mode. This one, definitely you can wear this all year round, but wear less. Okay, it will do, and this 120 ml will last you very long time. Okay, this is called Wild Cherry by Mancera. Third one is a Middle Eastern house. I just absolutely love this fragrance. If you like Oriental style fragrance, kind of like vanilla, okay, you like a little bit like sweetness, but you like also want to smell like Middle Eastern businessman or sheikhs, this fragrance definitely fits that bill. Amazing longevity. This one has absolute no question about it. This is called Safari Extreme by Abdul Samadal Quraishi, limited edition. You can get the 75 ml also, but that is going to be a lot more pricey because of the box, and also the bottle is very heavy. This one makes more sense. This is a 90 ml for $150. Definitely worth the price tag. Amazing. If you also like from this house, there are other fragrances. They have this kind of smell, but this is very sweet, floral, and amazing, like unbelievable. For this genre, check out my review on this, Safari Extreme by Abdul Samadal Quraishi. Next, another Middle Eastern fragrance, and I think that's the last of it. Yeah, I think so. But there's one more from niche house, but this is called Arabian Oud house. This is called Aseel Special Edition. I heard the original Aseel is pretty nice too. I'll try that, but these are very expensive, by the way, because of their presentation is just half their price, So this one, it's something you can say Tuscan leatherish, or something like it has that mulberry, some fruity note. It's similar to sort of like Abdul Samadal Quraishi, but it's a lot more sweeter and playful. This fragrance, 2 sprays, you can fill up the whole office. Okay, amazing longevity. Aseel special edition, expensive one, but worth the money. Next, moving on to a fragrance from House of Aseel. Sadly got discontinued, I think, the whole line. This fragrance is a sweet fragrance, and it's very unique. Not many people talk about it. They have quite a few from this line. Sport, perhaps there's some other remix, or some have followed the names, but this one is called Body Kouros. Okay, I have a more newer formulation. Previous ones used to have a base, and there's a glass at the base, that is the vintage. But Body Kouros, no one talks about it because I don't think people tried it that much. Okay, this one has very nice sweetness. If you're looking for a fresh sweet fragrance with a note of eucalyptus, I think is the eucalyptus or one of those notes, it's very sweet. It's kind of smoky, but it has excellent longevity. You just check it out and you see, try it on your skin, you may fall in love with it. It's a very beautiful perfume from YSL. I think perhaps my most favorite at this current moment from Kouros line. Check it out, Body Kouros by YSL. 5 gone. Next one, Freshie. This is mild dark Freshie. It's called Versace Dylan Blue. I showed it many times before. It's one of my favorite perfumes for all purpose. One fragrance does it all. This fragrance people can afford. If you are into fragrance game, you'll know this is somewhere in the solid budget style, like $60, $65 you can get or less also 100 ml, it gets notices. I got compliments from strangers from this. Let's say I went shopping in Bata, you know, the employee says, sir, what you wearing? Of course, I sprayed heavily, you know, but this is extremely long lasting for a freshie. So remember one other thing, fresh fragrance and darker, sweeter fragrance are not going to last the same amount of time. Let's say freshie, if you get 3 to 5 hours, that's already long lasting fragrance. But if you get a lot more than that, that's you're lucky or you have good skin or good country conditions. So do not mix them up. Like let's say Costume National Soul is not going to be same with something like a Versace Purum, okay? Just give you an example. Next one is definitely long lasting. This is sweet, kind of fresh, but it can be used all year round. This is called Davidoff Cool Water Intense, okay? Check out my review. It has a tropical vibe. It has a lot of tonka beans in it. And kind of people say it's like a coconutty feel, but it's just, you have to smell it. It's a very simple, linear fragrance, but excellent longevity. If you like Dylan Blue, you also like this. Even sometimes it can beat Dylan Blue in performance because it's a lot more sweeter, okay? Cool Water Intense by Davidoff, one of the best. Next one, definitely long-lasting fragrance. This is discontinued now, but you should definitely check it out and get it while it's available. Prada Loom Intense. Darker, soapier, leathery version of original Prada Loom, which has triple the performance of Prada Loom. It should be used particularly in winter, colder months. It's actually good with leather jacket and stuff because it's the patchouli and the darkness. It gets huge, you know, like can get like too much for summer, but longevity wise, that's what you're doing. Prada Loom Intense, check it out. Then we'll talk about a couple of cute little freshies, but one is design, one is niche. This next one is the cutest one in this list. Do you know why? Because this is the most affordable here and one of the longest lasting. Aquatic Blue Scents, very basic, and I'm just so happy to bring this back. I just got a new bottle. I have another bottle, but this is called Nautica's Voyage. This is a classic fragrance. If you see this, many people are smiling. You're like, yay, yay. You know, our favorite fragrance is here, you know, green apple, musk, a little bit of sea salt, some florals, you know. The first time I smelled this, I did not like it. You know, I expected something like polo blue sweetness, but this one is very salty aquatic, you know. You have to get used to the smell, but boy, you know, like even the new version, I have a vintage, but new version even on my skin, on the shirt, fair amount of time, 4 or 5 hours easy I get from Nautica's Voyage. If you do not get, perhaps you are working always outside, high heat and humidity, but on shirt, this kind of fragrance, this lasts definitely longer than Versace Manu Fresh or Versace Purum, okay? And it's affordable. So under $30, one of the best buys. Nautica's Voyage, beautiful juice color. Next is also blue fragrance, but a lot more expensive. This one, longevity and projection, if someone has issue with this, nothing will last on them. I can assure you, that's just sad, but that's what it is, the truth. This is called Mefiesto Gentiluomo by Xerjoff, one of my favorite fragrances. Dry down, it smells a little bit like Silver Mountain water, but this is a lot more upgraded. The opening mint, you cannot beat, as I always say, the opening of this. This is one of the best opening in a fragrance I smelled, and this is one of my most favorite, hands down. I could show you Bulgari's Tiger, but this one, I think it's really posh, okay? If there's something called a regal, a fresh fragrance for a king, this is what it would be. Mefiesto Gentiluomo, check it out. Sweet, fresh, long-lasting fragrance. So we have 5 left. These are a little bit on the darker side, okay? I don't know if this line is still available. This is called Davidoff Amber Blend. Any blend that you get, leather blend, this one, agar blend, or wood blend, all of them has fantastic longevity for what this is. This is a niche juice, okay? Leather blend, this one, agar blend, all 3 must collect items, okay? If you like amber, sweet, a little bit spicy, longevity wise very good, this is definitely one of them, okay? Amber blend by Davidoff, check it out. Next, there's a new flanker of this coming out. I'm very excited about it. Forgot the name, but it's more of a citrus heavy, I think, but this is called Terre Today I'm showing you Terre Eau Intense Vetiver. This fragrance has vetiver amped up, where Terre had that vetiver, but mostly focus was on the orange, the earthy, natural smells of the nature, you know. This one enhances that flavor. It brings out the vetiver very strong and is the most prominent out of the 4 currently in my collection. I'll try the new one, but I think there's more summer one. This one can be wearable all year round, very luxurious, one of the high grade vetivers, okay? Terre Eau Intense Vetiver, very long lasting. Next, my favorite fragrance, I cannot stop showing this, PDM Kalan, Parfums de Marly Kalan. Any Parfums de Marly have on most part great longevity, but this one is exceptional, you know, one of those fragrances from PDM, man, they last, you know. This fragrance, it's like instant crush, like Mancera's instant crush. On the shirt, it will last 2-3 days. If you spray it 3-4 times, You don't have to reapply. That is the power of Parfums de Marly, and that's why it's worth the money. The red bottle, beautiful. Next one, we have a couple more. Let's talk about oud. I said about oud, and this is an not really cheap oud, but this is more affordable. This is Afnan Supremacy in Oud. This is a Oud for Greatness clone, and I think this is better than Oud for Greatness in many ways. It has its own touch, it has its own smell. 20% of its own smell, 80% of that Oud for Greatness. But for a fraction of a price, it's about $50-$65, which is worth the money, because if you have this, people will smell you from far. I noticed it on one of my brothers, and he wore it for many hours, and I could still detect it. It was projecting, not stopping. The projection was not stopping. Okay, so bottle is very lovely. Check out this fragrance if you look for longevity, and it's more wearable oud. Is the kind of oud that gets you compliments. Supremacy in Oud by Afnan. Last but not least, we're gonna show a fragrance, King's fragrances. Okay, this is house, Middle Eastern house, house of Oman. I mean, this house belongs to that country, state of Oman, but it's house of Amouage, and this is a test unit. That's why I'm just borrowing a cap from one of my, I think, interlude or one of them. This is called Sunshine Man. So if you have Amouage, understand one thing: most of the Amouage, if especially the Oman version, I noticed they can be extremely potent. This is one of the most potent Amouage, hands down. Interlude, this one, Epic Man, a few more. I have. Very hard to beat the performance of this. Okay, this one has a boozy, floral, immortal. It smells like sunshine. In the colder months, man, it's got some spices. It has this frankincense. This is one of the best fragrances, I believe, personal choice. Many people may say otherwise, but it's a midnight floral or some collection. This is eternal longevity. Okay, if you have this, you will have difficult time to finish this bottle. Okay, unless you are a heavy spray like 10 spray. But this one, you don't need to do that. 2-3 sprays, good enough for the whole day. So that's my list. Amouage Sunshine Man, 15 long-lasting fragrances, a little bit different than the other ones as I usually show you. Thanks very much for watching. Hopefully this will help, and try out these fragrances. What are your longest lasting fragrances in your arsenal? Do let others know. If I haven't tried it, I'll try it. Take care. See you. Bye-bye.